The Football Fitness Blueprint. Today is the nutrition module, so we'll get stuck straight into it. This is the primary goal for you as a football player, no doubt. Be match fit, fresh and available to play, and nutrition plays a big part in this. If you're getting these three goals accomplished, then you know that you're healthy, you're fit, you're enjoying the game more because you're playing more often, you're getting more chances to improve because you're training, so everything's ticked off. Inaki Williams recently broke a record for this, and it's a great goal to have. So knowledge is power when it comes to nutrition, and you all know, and we all know how important it is. But applying that knowledge as a football player and actually getting the results you want is a little bit more difficult. And that's mainly because there's a lot of information out there that can often overcomplicate nutrition because they're trying to sell a particular theory or module or sell something that's going to make their company more money. There is no secrets to nutrition, but this can often cause us to be overwhelmed with it and feel like it's more complicated than it actually is, and then overlook really simple things that is actually going to get us the results and focus on really small details that actually gets us nowhere over the long term. Many players want simple goals, and you're probably the same. You just want consistent energy physically and mentally. You want a little bit less body fat, maybe you want a bit more muscle, and maybe you just want to feel good. But no matter what these are all going to have an impact on your performance on and off the pitch. So bearing in mind, your goal should be performance. Of course, you want to be healthy and perhaps you want to look good as well, but achieving aesthetics can be done without going into as much detail as you might have to go into if you're eating for performance. But the good news is, regardless of what goal it is, these can all be accomplished by making it very simple, and probably in a way that you didn't actually expect it to be. And to keep it super simple for you, all you need to think about it as a football player's perspective is your fuel, that's your carbohydrates, your muscle, recovery and repair, which is your protein, and then your health, fats, vitamins and minerals. So you want to make sure all of these things are being taken care of throughout the week. Of course, there's hydration as well, and you can use that little calculation to see where you currently sit with your current intake. Nutrition is information, so this is critical for you. So if you want to have an injury recovered quicker, nutrition can help that. If you want to be mentally sharp and less mental fogginess, nutrition can help. Nutrition gives us information to our brain and changes how we feel, which then changes how we perform and how we move and how we behave. So start to think of what you're eating as how it's impacting everything in your brain, and then how that's translating into your performance. Again, as I've mentioned, there's no secrets to nutrition. If you hear this phrase, run a mile, because there's absolutely none. Again, look at the foundations here. Calories are always going to be a massive part because that's your energy, and then look in smaller detail in terms of what those calories are made up of. You could, in theory, like I mentioned when you're looking at aesthetics, a lot of people who are training for aesthetics don't actually eat that much quality food. They just focus on the macros part, and they get that right, which obviously in turn makes the calorie portion correct. And then they get the results they want because health and, say, performance isn't their priority. Their performance is looking good and they can achieve that without overcomplicating it. With performance in football, because you've got the recovery element and you've got a lot of other factors to think of, you do need to consider a little bit more detail. But for the most part, it can be as simple as you can see on your screen right now. You can train like a football player, eat like a football player, and still enjoy all the foods that you enjoy eating day to day. There's no bad foods, it's just how you make up your whole food plate. 80% of your food should be quality, mainly because they give you more information per item. They've got one ingredient and they've got lots of good stuff in it, as opposed to a refined food that's got less information inside it that's going to help your brain and your body. But about 80-20 is a good split between eating the food that is really good quality and the food that's a bit of a no stress, just enjoy it. Just do the simple things consistently well and go back to the 4-5-1 process. Look at nutrition, go to the assessment part, see where you are currently, make a plan to see where you have to improve, educate yourself on it, do the simple things well, and then evaluate it and then repeat. That's all you have to do, and do this with every element of your performance. So today, all I want you to do is see where you're at, assess yourself, look at a food diary and ask yourself these 3 questions, just to give you an idea of where you currently sit with your own nutrition. After you've done that, I want you to download the Player's Performance Plate. All good, I'll see you tomorrow.